want to get your thoughts on what's going on with Spirit Airlines versus Frontier and JetBlue. Obviously, it feels like this has been dragged on forever when we're talking about mergers and everything else. And our own Kevin Curran, Seeking Alpha news editor, wrote up a great piece on it talking about, the merger agreement moving to July 27th and how Spirit still wants to go with Frontier, but now they have their major stakeholders coming in saying that they're backing JetBlue. So I'm kind of curious, what do you think about what's going on with this merger specifically?
Spirit wanted to do a deal with Frontier. Frontier does not want to offer anything more, and they do not have the votes for that deal. So they can, now when you kind of control the process, you're kind of a player on the field and the ref, and so you frequently don't actually lose this vote. You can simply delay things you don't like and expedite things you do. They don't have the votes. They're not going to get the votes. Shareholders don't want this deal. And it was a weird delta between the value of Frontier and the value of JetBlue from the beginning and through to today. I generally don't have a lot of good things to say about how corporations communicate kind of the verbiage they use or how they react to shareholders. I would say JetBlue's been magnificent. I would say that it feels like a real conversation. You kind of push on something you care about as an investor. I'm a Spirit shareholder, and from the beginning, I've kind of thought JetBlue's made somewhat more sense, or obviously way more sense from the beginning. But every time you push back on something procedural, in terms of certainty, in terms of regulatory, the value of the deal, what they were offering, it's like a press release comes out a day or two later, kind of reacting. It's just amazing. They've been great, and if listening to them in terms of how they interact with the shareholders of the company they want to own is an indication how they run a company. Like, these are the guys who should own it. So I think JetBlue's been terrific. I sincerely hope that Spirit gets the best and highest deal. I'm not partisan on who that's from, but from the beginning, that's been obviously JetBlue, and Frontier hasn't been close. And that's never clearer than today. So hopefully they sign something. But it's going to be a really tough regulatory process. It's going to have a widespread, this is an aggressive antitrust regime. And so this is kind of battling our way to the beginning, not the end of a deal. So I'm hoping we get something with a very good contract, but I've just been impressed by how well JetBlue has managed this, and hopeful that Spirit they just seem like they don't like JetBlue. These companies don't get along with one another. But as an investor, that's not my problem. They can work out their differences. Their job is to maximize shareholder value. I think they're running out of their fairly heroic efforts to do things other than that, and I think that they're going to, at the last moment, do their jobs.
Yeah, I mean, you got a great point. It sounds like you're just saying overall bullish on JetBlue, but I mean, you're talking about a company
on their combination for the sake of the save shareholders.
The merger, yeah, and the shareholders for sure. I mean, obviously, you're talking about an industry right now where, we're talking about consumer sentiment falling, consumer spending is still elevated, but we're in the summer months, right? Tons of people are traveling. We're seeing the earnings come out from all the airlines, and they're beating, right? Like, people are still spending money on airlines and travel, and obviously, you have a couple big players, and you have guys like Spirit and JetBlue and Frontier that are all just trying to continue to take a little bit more of that stake of the market. So this is one that we'll definitely keep tracking.
Watch the full episode. You can find it at youtube.com/seekingalpha.